Yeah, so we've got bugs. Okay, so I have 3 tickets to solve. Let's be honest, I solved these weeks ago. If you've been keeping up with the repository, you'll see a completed project with completed tickets. I'm just gonna walk you through what I did in Jira. There's gonna be 2 parts to this video. Me solving those tickets, and then I'm gonna take you into the future of this project. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna make a game with it. But the repository's there, and you guys are free to download it. It's off of GitHub. It's in GameMaker. Do what you will with it. Take it whatever direction you want. Essentially, I put auto fire in it, and we're just gonna get this thing going.
Alright, so we're just gonna get through these bugs here. The title does not progress through levels, playing through the title normally. And we got a video, and it's showing, so original design that I kind of had in my head that you guys probably couldn't see because I never wrote it down, was that after a set number of score, we were going to progress through the levels. I've done that here. Basically what I've done is just redefine what a level is. It's just represented by a solid background color change. And that's just to give the player a feeling of progression. Obviously, you want to do something better than this. And honestly, so do I. But this is the solution I have at the moment. We can bug it later as we get more documentation. Alright, next one I'm going to do is this one. Title does not display proper UI after launching the title and viewing the front end. What I have here is I'm just basically showing the really boring menu, let's be honest. This was the menu that they had you make in the tutorial for GameMaker for this project, and it doesn't match what I had envisioned for it. So basically just expect something graphical, and I think that I came up with a solution. It isn't the greatest solution, but it's my solution and it's very pretty. I give you the brand new title sequence. Ta-da! I know, it's the best thing you've ever seen, and you're all very jealous that I have made such a beautiful UI. So I made these in my image editor that I have, that I use often. That would be Marmoset Hexels. I did it in a pixel art style. These are going to change for sure. So that's that, and we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, and this last one, power up meter does not function when tapping the shoot button while playing the game normally. So this one I had discovered a bug. What I'm saying with the control scheme is I'm offering 2 choices. You can either press it, like tap it traditionally and it'll shoot, or you can hold it down and it'll shoot. Well, the functionality for those actions is different. I had to think about that, and this highlighted how little I knew about GameMaker. So what you've got to understand with this is that I didn't know exactly how the alarm system worked in GameMaker, and I wanted to think of it like a timer, and it kind of is, but not the kind that I was thinking about. There is a timer class in GameMaker, and it will do things by a set duration, set time that you set. But alarms are more of like something that happens per like another event, if that makes sense. So what was happening here was this problem was being caused by the fact that I wasn't running the check that I was running. So essentially here, I am checking for the power, your power meter. I'm checking to see if it's above a certain percentage, right? So in this case, I'm doing 10, right? So if your power meter, like if you kill enough objects inside the scene and you gain 10 or more, then it gives you that next power up, right? And then each one I have like is a specific duration or a specific set power level. So as soon as you reach that power meter level, you get that power up. I was running that check only when you held down the button, right? But tapping it was a different function entirely. Tapping it was only doing this top one, which is it was just creating an instance of the bullet and then shooting. Wasn't checking the power meter or anything. So what I had to do and what I had learned was that when you are doing the check, this logic right here, you have to run the alarm, right? And if you run the alarm for when it is shooting, right? If you run the alarm for when it is shooting, which is like when it's being held down, and you're running that logic, you have to also run the same logic for just tapping it. So that's what I did. So autofire just checks to see if the button is being held down. If it is, it's shooting at the shot rate that I have here. But when you tap it, I'm setting the alarm to run for 1 frame, and that 1 frame gives you enough time to check to see if it's either being held down or being released. Because if you release it, it just cancels the alarm altogether. Now, the only thing about that is that tapping now can give you a faster rate of fire if you sit there and you want to like tap it. And I kind of thought about it, and look, the code is on the repository. You can download it. You can solve this issue as you see fit. I think that's a cool kind of trade-off, because eventually the shot rate, you could just make that faster, and then you can make it so that it's as fast as tapping, right? So maybe, there's a trade-off for like, I want to be lazy and hold down the button, or I want to do a little work and tap the button. Some choice there. I know it's like, do I want to trade convenience for power? I don't know. Maybe that's a bad trade-off. But again, you can solve that the way you see fit. That's how I have it. So 1 frame, every time you tap the button for 1 frame, you can get 1 shot. And that's how I solved that problem. So that's kind of how I solved that. I know it was a long-winded kind of explanation, and honestly, this took me the longest to figure out because I had to look and see how alarms function. And I also discovered that there's a timer. So, in the end, I'm better for it. So, there you go. Okay, guys, that's it. We're gonna end this project here. My main goal was to go through the tutorial for Game Maker that they have, take it to the next level, and kind of give you guys a different, more robust project out of it. And it's up there on the GitHub. You can download it for free. And the methods that I used to do QA on this project, I've learned from my experience as QA. But if you want to go into depth QA process, I have a relationship with the people at PAX, the people that do textbooks, and they have a book called Modern Game Testing, and it's by an author named Nikolina Finska, and there isn't a whole lot of books that kind of cover that process, but as we've gotten into the modern era, the process has gotten a little more involved. Games don't turn off nowadays. Like, there's multiplayer, you're constantly connected, there's so many more things to test, and they've become a lot more robust. and this book definitely covers a lot of that. So it's this one, modern game testing. On the bottom of the video in the description, I'm going to have an affiliate link. It helps me out in the channel if you click on that and give it a look. It's definitely worth reading through. I highly recommend that book because it definitely would have helped me when I started out, and it covers a lot. So anyway, my next video is going to be about the process of starting this project and going forward, but there are some things I myself need to go over before that. So hopefully you guys will stick around, and that one is not going to take anywhere near as long. I'm gonna go hard with this next one, and I hope that you guys, I hope to see you guys there. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, all that good stuff, and you know what? Drink water and eat something good. I'll see you guys later.